Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Bucks wrap up the pre-All-Star break portion of the schedule tonight in Minnesota. They're playing the Timberwolves. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news right here on WTMJ. Giannis remains out with a calf strain. Milwaukee Brewers pitchers and catchers report for spring training today. After missing the entire 2024 season, starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff is a full participant at spring training as it gets underway. Woodruff's next big milestone is coming up on Friday when he faces live hitters. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. It is a mess on the roads as the snow continues to fall. We have a handful of crashes. It seems like the crashes continue to pop up every few minutes. Want to let you know about some of the most significant ones, and they include 4194 north at the Illinois state line. All lanes are closed due to a crash there down in Kenosha County. 4194 north at the Illinois state line. As we travel just a little bit north of that, 4194 north at Wisconsin 158, the 3 right lanes are blocked due to a crash. That is one that just popped up 3 minutes ago. As we get closer to the Milwaukee area, 4194 south at the ramp from Elm Road, left shoulder blocked due to a crash there. We also have, this is a significant one, it's from earlier, but it's still out there, 4143 894 east is closed at 60th Street because of another crash. Traffic right now being detoured using the exit and entrance ramps at 60th Street. And yes, there's more. I'm not going to go through all of these for you, but I do want to let you know this one. It's a kind of a tricky spot at the Plainfield curve, 4394 south. Just a little bit beyond the ramp from Howard Avenue. Right shoulder is blocked there because of a crash. But you get the idea as more of these pop up. Another one, 4394 south at the ramp from Holt Avenue. Left shoulder blocked there. Just be careful. It is winter in Wisconsin and the snow is falling and it's not done. The evening commute is also going to be tricky. So give yourself extra time if you have to be out there. Put those lights on and slow down. And here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast. A Fleet Farm storm team alert. Winter storm warning now in effect for Sheboygan, Ozaukee, Waukesha, Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties. That goes until 3 a.m. tomorrow. Also, winter weather advisory for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. That also goes until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Today, the snow is going to be heaviest at times this evening. Widespread, we're talking about 3 to 6 inches. Isolated 7 to 8 inches near the lake. We have a high of 27 today. Tonight, the snow ends. It's going to be cold, though. 14 degrees is our low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 19. Friday, increasing clouds, and more snow is likely in the evening hours. That's Valentine's Day, so some snow for Valentine's night, high of 27. Saturday, AM snow showers end, high of 30 on Saturday. Sunday, mostly cloudy, windy and cold, a high of 17. It is currently 28 degrees in Kenosha, 21 in Port Washington, and 25 here in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 10 minutes after 1.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. I hope you are staying warm. I hope you are staying safe. I know Brian is warm and safe in the comfort of his own home just south of us.
It was a decision yesterday which seems to be bearing itself out because I knew I could get to the station this morning, but it didn't look like I was going to be able to make it home tonight, and that seems to be bearing out as we're hearing reports of 41 being closed. Really heavy snow still about to come in. Southeast Wisconsin is going to be battered, especially around Racine and Kenosha, everywhere along the lake. So I decided today I would broadcast from here, and then by tomorrow morning, everything should be fine to get back up to Milwaukee. But when I spoke with you guys earlier, snow had not started here outside my radio bunker, and now it is snowing like crazy.
Yeah.
So that the decision to not get stranded at the station overnight, I feel was a good one.
I mean, we have all those cots, though, that we make the interns sleep in. You could have just slept in one of those.
Yeah, but have you seen what the interns do on those cots?
That's fair. Good point.
No, thank you. I'm gonna pass. So obviously the weather is the big story today. We're gonna be keeping track with that. We're gonna talk to Craig Copeline later, but there's another big story, Kristen, that we have to follow today.
Yeah, so Adam Roberts is on the scene. There has been an MPD officer shot in the leg. And so as we get developments from that story, we're going to be able to check in with Adam as far as more things that we know and also anyone else that was injured beyond what we know. I think the shooter himself is either injured or is deceased.
Yeah, we know the other person, not the officer. The officer was shot in the leg, as you mentioned. The perpetrator was shot. We don't know exactly his condition yet. We're waiting for confirmation. Adam is down there sending pictures back, so the dogs are out. The police are out there investigating this scene at about 27th and Wisconsin where the incident happened. So we'll check in with Adam, and then we'll get to talk about some
We'll get to talk about
stuff.
some other stuff. We got Debbie to check in as far as when there's traffic updates. So we got a lot of things to cover and keep you up to date with. But beyond that, we have some other things to talk about as well. We're going to talk about the Summerfest lineup. And for once, I felt a little cooler than usual when the Summerfest lineup drops because I usually know very few of the artists. And this time, I actually knew quite a few, at least the headliners. And a lot of them I want to see. And then what would be your deal breakers? If you loved your job, if you had a great job, what would be your deal breakers as far as, well, I love this job, but I can't give this up? Because it sounds like Aaron Rodgers, obviously great job, had some conditions that he just may or may not have been willing to they were deal breakers for him, to say the least. So we will talk about that by the end of the hour.
Then we'll spin around the state. As always, have our Derek Mosley Black History Fact. Did you know that Wisconsin is America's capital for a certain type of food? We'll tell you what food that is and how we became there. And then, boy, I don't know how to say this without it sounding very exaggerated, but we may be on the road to state-run media. And it's not a good thing. So we'll get to all of that and more. And then we'll talk to, as I mentioned, Craig Copeline at 1:30 to get an update on when this snow is going to stop, how much we're going to get, and just how bad it's going to be if you're at work and trying to get home this evening.
Absolutely. But first, when we come back, there was a press conference in the Oval Office yesterday with President Trump, Elon Musk, and Lil X, which is not a rapper. It is the nickname for Elon Musk's, one of his young sons, who I think is 4 or 5. And so we're going to talk about what they discussed in the executive order that was signed, but also, at least in my view, the double standard of having a child in a press conference presents when it's a man and not a woman. So we will get to all of that and more on Spanning the State after this.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News each weekday from 11 to 1.
Bucks President Peter Feigin joins us live here in the studio right now.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty by listening to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
What you're seeing now is like the reality of, playing a season together, kind of, getting to know each other.
Powered by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Don't forget, take us with you wherever you go. We'd love to have you with us.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
I don't know if the cool kids were the crowd that was at the press conference yesterday in the Oval Office, but we'll find out. This is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
I'm Kristin Brey. So as camera crews and reporters crowded into the Oval Office yesterday, trying to focus on President Donald Trump and Elon Musk's first public comments on slashing the government, there was a little scene stealer, which was Musk's son, who goes by Little X, I guess, or just X. But his full name, I had to look this up this morning because I remember when he was born in 2020, there was a conversation as far as how do you even pronounce this? And also, can you legally name it? Because at first they were going to put numerals in his number, but I think in California, it has to be actual letters. And so they had to change it. But it's X Ash 12. Is his A12? Sorry, is his full name? But they call him X or Little X, and so I think he's 4 or 5. He was born in 2020, and so he was there with the press conference. And so just quickly, the more important news, obviously, than a child being in the Oval Office for this is that Trump signed an executive order that requires federal agencies to work with the U.S. DOGE service to cut their existing workforce and limit future hiring. So it basically says for agency heads, after the hiring freeze expires, to recruit no more than 1 employee for every 4 who depart from the federal government. What's interesting to me is as far as all the slashing. So if the federal employees were cut by 25%, overall, that only accounts for about 1% of the overall budget. And so I think until we really get into, and this is completely diverging from what we want to talk about, until we really get to Social Security, Medicare, and defense spending, a lot of this, even though it sounds like big numbers, as a percentage of the overall budget, is going to be pretty small.
And a lot of this is for show. It's to get people outraged so you're not focused on other things. And it's all going to be, and we've talked about this, for the last 3 weeks. Everything's going to be held up in court. There's, it's not that big a deal other than it's just getting people all riled up.
Yeah. And so, but in addition, Elon brought his son to the press conference. And there was at one point, I guess he shushed the president at one point. And then there was another point where he did what 4-year-olds do. He kind of picked his nose and Trump looked away, kind of what looked like he was maybe frustrated. And he was on Elon's shoulders. And I think there's lots of discourse that happened, as you would expect online from this, of some people saying he was using him as a prop, others saying this sends a very pro-child message. And I just imagine, like, if Susie Wiles, obviously she's a little bit older, but like if Susie Wiles as the chief of staff brought her child to a press conference, would we have the same reaction as far as when women bring their children to work out of necessity? Is that the same reaction we get? Like, I had to bring Frankie one day when I did a 10-minute hit on Steve's show because I didn't have childcare. And it's like, is that cute or is that as a woman, like, you couldn't, maybe this is why you shouldn't be working. Or, it just feels like a double standard.
It is a double standard, and this is 100% trolling on Elon's part again. There's absolutely no way there was no one there that could watch the kid. I believe he brought his son and used him, like you said, as a prop. He wanted to humanize himself. So he shows himself as the doting father of a toddler. Oh, my family is much more important than this work, but I'll tell you about what I'm doing, but look how good I am with my son. And look how deep in his nose he can get with his fingers. He's very, very talented. The one person who doesn't have to worry about the cost of childcare in this country is Elon Musk. And you're telling me there's not an aide who could have sat just behind the cameras in the Oval Office with his son in case his son, didn't want to be there? Doesn't he have a nanny? I'm sure Elon is, while he's purging the government roles, does not take care of his son full time. So this was all just theater to say, look at me, I'm actually a good guy despite all my detractors online.
Yeah, and it sounds like his mom did not know. And so Grimes did tweet, said he should not be in public like this. I did not see this. Thank you for alerting me on X yesterday. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to check in with Adam Roberts, who's on the scene of the officer who has been shot. So stay with us here on WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
New charges for the man believed to be with a missing pregnant teenager from Dodge County.
Eric Bilstad.
Milwaukee Health Department now identified lead dust and lead paint levels exceeding allowable standards.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
Like a southbound on 41, backing up from about Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. That's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
It's spanning the state. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I'm Kristin Brey. And sources confirmed that a Milwaukee police officer was shot in the leg near the intersection of West Wisconsin Avenue and North 27th Street earlier today. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is on the scene. Adam, what have you learned so far since getting there?
Yeah, Kristin, Brian, right now I'm at 25th and Wisconsin. This is about as close as the public is able to get. Right now, what I have learned is that this is a very fluid scene, and it is bugging up traffic considerably. A lot of cars already having a rough go with the snowy roads are now having to detour. What we can confirm with law enforcement sources to WTMJ is that the officer, as you mentioned, was shot in the leg on the scene. This is near 27th in Wisconsin. It's right by the U.S. Bank facility. They're about a block east canvassing that area. Our law enforcement sources also telling us that multiple officers fired shots in this incident. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is present. We've got evidence dogs sniffing multiple areas. I just saw a couple of them going as far back as the School of Chinese Language near 25th in Wisconsin, about 2 blocks east of the scene. We still have not received much information from MPD confirming whether or not there will be a staging area, but we are anticipating learning more about a press availability later this afternoon.
So that was going to be my question, Adam. They haven't announced when they're going to give you guys more information at this time?
Not yet. A lot of it right now is just gathering our intel that we can. There are several people. This is obviously kind of a mixture of business and residential, so there are a lot of nearby residences, and people have described hearing the shots near 27th and Wisconsin, but not many people I've been able to talk to actually witnessed the incident in person.
And so we really don't know anything as far as if the person was in a car or on foot or anything that started the incident?
Not at this time. Nothing that is officially reportable, I'm afraid.
Okay. And so
well, there's obviously a lot of questions, but again, give us just a recap of the things that we do know and that you can report.
Right, Brian. So what we can confirm through our law enforcement sources is that an MPD officer was shot in the leg at the scene near 27th and Wisconsin. Multiple officers firing shots in this incident. This is 27th and Wisconsin City's near west side. I can also say again that traffic, if you are on the busy thoroughfare that is Wisconsin Avenue, you will be diverted if you're heading west at 25th Street, north or south. You'll have to go around about a 4-block radius before you'll be able to get back on the road. And then if you're heading east on Wisconsin, about 29th Street, just over the viaduct, if you're passing by the Miller Brewery, you'll be diverted north or south at that point.
All right. Well, stay warm out there and stay. Has the snow having to cover this while the snow is coming down like that? Please stay safe, Adam. And as soon as we had more information, we will definitely check back in with you.
You bet.
Thanks, Adam. Adam Roberts on the scene at this shooting. At this point, it's all questions.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be speculating, so we will not speculate.
We will not speculate, and we will continue to check in with Adam. And after the bottom of the hour news, we're going to check in with Craig, because as I was driving in this morning, I know we've covered a lot of the highways are not great right now.
No.
There's a lot of backups. The surface streets, at least in downtown Milwaukee, while ugly, were drivable. As far as I came in around 11:30 and noon today, driving through the surface streets, and while it is very slushy, the snow is obviously still coming down. It was not. My experience so far was that it was not super slippery. I didn't slide out at all. I didn't see anyone slide out. And so as long as you were going slow and being a conscientious driver, the surface streets, while not plowed yet, were certainly drivable.
Well, that's the good news. The bad news is, and we'll confirm this with Craig, that the heaviest snow, to paraphrase Caddyshack, the heavy stuff's not going to come down for quite some time. So this afternoon and this evening is when if you're looking at the radar, that's when the dark blue comes to Milwaukee and southeast Wisconsin. So we'll find out how long that's going to last. But it's always rough when you hear highways and major thoroughfares getting shut down, like we heard in Jessica's last report on Highway 41 down near Racine and Kenosha. So I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm glad I'm not driving.
This morning?
I am really glad I stayed home this morning. This is my wife. Actually, she always drives to work. Today she took the train because she was like, I don't want to risk it coming home. And again, looking out the window now, that was a good decision on her part.
Yeah, even the short drive that I have to get home tonight, I was like, I wonder how different it's going to be than driving in this morning.
Yeah. Any drive, and I know there was a lot of talk about people, even in our company, they said, listen, if you can work from home today, go ahead and work from home. So I have the luxury of being able to work from home. A lot of people don't. So if you have to be driving this afternoon, just be careful. This is a dumb thing to say, but it does bear repeating. Turn your headlights on. Because
it's not a dumb thing, because I think sometimes it's the auto. If you have it on auto and it's the middle of the day, I think sometimes your car doesn't know that it needs to be on. So they're certainly checking to make sure that your lights are on, windshield wipers are on. But first, ABC News and local headlines.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The White House calls it a great deal. The prisoner swap that saw Russia's release Tuesday of American schoolteacher Mark Fogel in exchange for Russian crypto criminal Alexander Vinnik. And today, the White House says one American and others detained in Belarus have been released. ABC's Patrick Reevell in London.
Belarus, which is closely allied with Vladimir Putin, has also agreed to release these people, likely to try and persuade the Americans to release someone like Vinnik, who is a cyber criminal and who is believed to have ties to Russian intelligence.
President Trump has confirmed on social media that he had a conversation today with Russian President Vladimir Putin about an end to the war in Ukraine. Ukraine's President Zelensky says he also talked to Trump today. Tulsi Gabbard is the nation's director of national intelligence after the Senate confirmed her nomination 52-48. And a Senate vote on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Department of Health and Human Services is set for tomorrow. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31. I'm Jessica Ty. We're on top of breaking news. A Milwaukee police officer shot and rushed to the hospital. Law enforcement sources tell WTMJ the officer was shot during an incident near 27th and Wisconsin on the city's near west side. The officer was shot in the leg. The other person involved is dead. WTMJ reporter Adam Roberts is at the scene. He'll bring us new updates as he gets them. The Milwaukee Board of School Directors chooses Dr. Brenda Cassellius to become the next superintendent of MPS. Dr. Cassellius served as Minnesota's Commissioner of Education for 8 years. She was most recently superintendent of Boston Public Schools. The Board of School Directors has until June 26 to make it all official. And a new Marquette Law School poll is out today. The national survey finds the public strongly favors some of President Donald Trump's early policies. Immigrant orders and recognizing only two sexes are the most popular. The least popular, the president's early initiatives, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and the January 6 pardons. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It has not been a pretty day on Wall Street. The Dow is down nearly 228 points to 44,365. S&P 500 is down nearly 19 points to 6,049. The NASDAQ, however, NASDAQ is up. It's a little bit of green we're seeing right now. NASDAQ up about a point to 19,645. Hey, we'll take a point, right? It's better than being in the red. Taking a look at the roads right now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. It is a mess out there, but it's getting better. A lot of the accidents that we've been dealing with for the last 2 hours have cleared, including one near the state line. We're still dealing with, however, a crash at 4194 South at the ramp from Wisconsin 158. The 3 right lanes are blocked due to a crash there. That's in Kenosha County. As we travel closer to the Milwaukee area, another crash that we continue to deal with, 4143 894 East is closed at 60th Street because of a crash. Traffic right now is being detoured using the exit and entrance ramps at 60th Street. We also still have this crash, 4394 South, just a little bit beyond the ramp from Howard Avenue. That's over there near that Plainfield curve spot. Right shoulder is blocked due to a crash. But I am happy to report that the other crashes that we have been dealing with, and there were many, have cleared. So that's some good news. But a heads up for the evening commute, it's still going to be messy then as well. And here's the WTMJ 5-day forecast. A Fleet Farm storm team alert. A winter storm warning is now in effect for Sheboygan, Ozaukee, Waukesha, Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha. Goes until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. A winter weather advisory is in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. That's also in effect until 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. Today, snow will be heaviest at times tonight. We're talking about widespread 3 to 6 inches of snow. Isolated 7 to 8 inches near the lake. We have a high of 27 today. Tonight, the snow is going to end around midnight. It's going to be cold, though. We have a low of 14. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 19. Friday, increasing clouds, and then more snow. Coming in the evening hours. Friday is Valentine's Day, high of 27. Saturday, AM snow showers are ending, high of 30. Sunday, mostly cloudy, windy and cold, a high of 17. It is currently 25 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:35.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. As a NARI officer liaison and therapist, I advise homeowners on making important decisions. We have our list of pros and avoid the cons. Recently, I helped a woman suffering from a case of zero curb appeal. Zero. The emotional toll was debilitating. With the directory of pros at NARIMilwaukee.org, we were able to save her home and her sanity. She clicked on the Find a Contractor tab and whoosh, she found all the best local home improvement professionals.
Hire a pro, not a con. Visit NARIMilwaukee.org.
Here at Rich Lawns, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Snow. It won't be long before we'll all be there.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I'm Kristin Brey, and WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen joins us now to let us know what we should know about this snow as it comes down. Welcome back to the show, Craig.
Hi there, Kristin. Hi, Brian. That sounded just a little bit like Christmas music. I quick checked the calendar. That wasn't Christmas music, just snow music.
Just snow music. It's just weather music of the best kind. I'm happy for the snow. I hope it stays so I get to have a little snow day with my my kid tomorrow. But right now, driving in it, not very fun.
Yeah, remember this? Remember what a snowy day looks like?
It's been a while.
Long time. It sure has, and we've got several more hours of this to come. We're gonna have accumulating snow all the way into this evening, probably until 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and even after that, we'll have light snow until around midnight. I think the accumulation will be by and large done by 8, 9, or 10. And when all is said and done, in Milwaukee, we're looking at between 6 and 8 inches, and that holds for the counties up the lakeshore, like Ozaukee County, and down the lakeshore, Racine and Kenosha counties. Milwaukee, Ozaukee, Racine, Kenosha counties, 6 to 8 inches. Little bit less inland, not a lot less, but a little bit less inland. 4 to 6 inches is what I expect in Waukesha County, Washington, Jefferson, and the other inland counties.
And so,
Craig, are we still under any warnings or watches?
We are. It's those counties right along the lakeshore that I mentioned where the higher snow totals are expected. Those are the areas that are under a winter storm warning. And then the inland counties where totals will be a little bit lower, that's a winter weather advisory for those counties. One thing we're not dealing with now, nor do I think is going to become much of a problem, is wind. The wind right now is out of the northeast only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. It might get up closer to 15 as we get into this evening. So that's not nothing, but it's not terrible, especially considering this is a real light, fluffy snow. So it would really blow around if this was a wind-whipping snowstorm that we had going. It's not really that for now, and even through the evening, I think the wind is gonna behave itself.
So the emergency and the advisories are more just about the amount rather than the actual conditions?
Well, it's certainly about the amount, right? And yes, the conditions on the roadways are not great. It kind of depends on what road you're talking about, right? The more traveled roads and the ones that are getting the more attention with the plows and stuff will be in better condition than most of the side streets and subdivisions and whatnot. And with the snow continuing to fall, it's going to be at varying intensities through the afternoon. And right now, in fact, we're seeing on radar some somewhat heavier snow starting to re-invade southeast Wisconsin. For a couple hours there before lunchtime, the snow had calmed down in intensity just a little bit. Now it's picking back up again. Later this afternoon, back down. Then this evening, probably back up. But it's not going to shut off completely until, like I said, something around midnight or so. Because of that, the plow trucks and the salt trucks are going to be fighting this all afternoon. And of course, the timing couldn't be worse because it's going to be right in the heart of afternoon drive.
And so what is
Let me ask you a deep in the weeds weather question, Craig. Usually when we get the heavier snow along the lakeshore, it's because we're getting winds coming from the northeast. They're coming down the lake. They're causing more snow. This storm is coming from the west. What is it about the lakeshore that is making the snow heavier there as opposed to just a little further west?
Sure. Well, you were right about everything you said right there. The actual storm system, the low pressure system that we talk about with storms moving in, is indeed coming from the southwest. It's tracking just to the south of Wisconsin. It'll track across northern Illinois. And with a storm tracking like that, our winds come from the northeast. So the storm itself is moving southwest to northeast. The winds are blowing from the northeast to the southwest. And indeed, so that's why we're going to see the higher totals near Lake Michigan, northeast winds blowing across the lake, piling up the snow a little bit higher at the lakeshore counties.
All right. And then what does the rest of the week look like? How long will this snow stick on the ground?
It's not going anywhere anytime fast. It is going to be cold tomorrow with highs only in the teens. We might get into the 20s on Friday, but then our next potential snowstorm comes Friday night into Saturday morning. It's a little too early to be real confident about how much snow we're going to get there, but it could be something on the order of what we're seeing today. And then once we get that weather system out of here, next week looks colder than normal for several days through at least the first half of next week. We're looking at highs at best in the teens. We may have a couple days early next week where we only have highs in the single digits. So snow lovers who have been sad we haven't had lasting snow on the ground this winter, we're about to have lasting snow on the ground for the next week or two at least.
All right.
You happy, Kristin?
I am happy, actually. I mean, if we're going to have winter, let's have winter. But Craig Complete, thank you so much for joining us. He is the WTMJ meteorologist, staying busy this week for sure.
Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome anytime.
All right, when we come back, the Summerfest lineup is here. What are you looking forward to? I got some things that I'm looking forward to. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases, insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
It's WTMJ's Brian Noonan here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. Some exciting news. I've been on this weight loss journey for only about 4 weeks. I've already lost 25 pounds. I know, it sounds amazing, right? I feel amazing too. My knees don't hurt anymore. I'm not falling asleep right after dinner because I'm so exhausted. And here's a weird thing. I haven't had heartburn in 4 weeks. I used to eat Tums like they were Tic Tacs. Now, nothing. Nothing at all. It is the secret to lose up to 1 pound of fat every day. This is a program that was developed by doctors. It's easy to follow, this weight loss program. You know why it's easy? Because you're eating your own food. Who knew I liked fruits and vegetables so much? But yes, this program helps you lose weight fast, naturally, safely. No drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects. There's no prepackaged meals. You're cooking your own stuff. You just follow the list of approved foods. You can eat steak, you can eat chicken, you can eat pork, you can eat all kinds of things. Lots of fruits and vegetables. It's fantastic. No bars, no shakes. And listen, maybe you're not exercising. The weather's kind of crummy. You don't want to exercise. You don't need to exercise on this program. Can't hurt, but you don't need to. The program helps restart your metabolism. How? I don't know. I'm not a metabolic expert. I just know it's working. You can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. The program costs up to half as much, and it works twice as fast as most other programs. And if you're like me, the fast is imperative because you want to see some results. Those results get you motivated and keep you going. So go to Milwaukee Weight Loss. If I can do it, you can too. Listen, many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. I'm one of those. 25 pounds in a month? That's crazy. It is crazy to watch your body lose a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hi, this
That's
is Michelle Voskuil,
MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary. It is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey, and I am very excited for more reason than just the fact that I now have a delicious cookie from Summerfest to enjoy after the show that they were dropped off earlier today. And why were they dropped off? Because Summerfest announced their lineup this morning. And I have to say, for the first time in a long time, I actually know who some of these artists are. The last couple of years, I've felt older than I am looking at the lineup and being like, man, I don't know who a lot of these people are. But now, almost all of the headliners I know. Not only do I know them, I want to go see them. I'd have to have a hard time choosing which shows I would actually want to pay to go see in the amphitheater.
I've come to peace with myself that you get to a certain point and it's okay if you're not keeping up on all the current music. I talk to enough people that I at least know who people are. But looking at the big amphitheater headliners, I'm thinking I've got 3, maybe 4 that I would go see on that one.
On the big ones? On the big headliners?
On the big one.
All right, let me guess if I can guess who I think you would.
Oh, this should be pretty easy. Go ahead.
See. I think you'd go see Def Leppard.
Yeah.
I think you'd see James Taylor with Jason Mraz and Tiny Habits.
Correct.
I think you'd see. Ooh. After that, it's kind of hard. Maybe the Killers?
They were 5th on my list.
Oh. Would you see the Lumineers, which was the big announcement today?
I would see the Lumineers.
All right, so that's your 3rd.
Right.
After that, Lainey Wilson?
Yes.
All right, that's your 4th. The Killers
would be my 4th,
5th?
and the Killers would be my 5th. So that's pretty good for the main for the amphitheater.
Who's your dead last between Hozier, Megan Thee Stallion, and Benson Boone?
See, I'm not familiar enough with any of those people. I mean, I know Benson Boone because he was adjusting himself during
the Grammys.
during a show the other
bright
day.
blue, blue jumpsuit on.
Yep, and Megan Thee Stallion, I know who she is. I know a couple of her songs. I don't know if I'd pay to go hear an
She
entire
was great. I
concert
saw
of
her
it.
when she was here last time at Summerfest, and it was very fun.
And Hozier, I know the name. Huh?
Take me to church.
Yeah, I know that song, but is that enough?
Ooh, I mean, this
for
is a
somebody
guy. There's very few, the artists I've seen in person. You know, when you see someone live and you're like, oh wow, you sound even better in person than any recorded song I've ever heard. I had that with Florence from Florence and the Machine.
Oh,
I had it with
okay.
Adele, better in person than I've ever heard her written recorded. And I've heard it with Hozier because I saw him when he was still kind of up and coming in 2015 in San Francisco.
Okay.
God, that guy can sing. Holy moly. Yeah, he's really good.
Well, here's the thing. Other than the amphitheater shows, this is what I love about Summerfest is even if you don't know an act, you could be sucked into a stage just walking by.
Yeah.
And go, holy, who is this? I have to go. I'm looking like BMO, the BMO Harris Pavilion has the Isley Brothers, Chicago, Rick Springfield, many of the old timers that I've seen before, but I would definitely see again. So I'm looking forward to that. Richard Marx, I don't know, he had a couple songs that I dug back in the 80s.
Richard Marx is, I have no idea.
And then, Richard Marx was huge in the early 90s.
Okay.
Some ballads, softer.
You know who else was
stuff.
huge in the 90s that I'm looking forward to that I just saw on here? Will you meet me at the Crossroads and go see Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I would see Bone Thugs and Harmony just for the nostalgia of it. See, that's just it.
All right,
I saw Sheila E. there one year. It was great.
All right, well, if you text FEST to 855-616-1620 to the Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, we will send you the lineup today. You can pick out who you want to see. And when we come back, what are your deal breakers when it comes to work? What would be the conditions that you just be like, nope, that's a step too far? Because it sounds like Aaron Rodgers had some when it came to the Jets. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of what mine would be. So if you want to hear that, stay with us on Spanning the State.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. How's business? Do you really know? We recently worked with several clients who thought they knew, but didn't because their books were not in order. Imagine thinking you were making $1 million, but because your books are a mess, you were really only making $200,000. Quite a difference. Imagine finding out expenses were not properly recorded or sales were double recorded. If these happen to you, we can help. We work with our clients to clean up their books and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Don't wait any longer. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
It's the perfect Valentine's heart.
The kind a schoolboy would draw.
It's the most adorable pendant we've ever created.
Innocent, fun-loving, and sweeter than honey.
Cute, cute, cute.
It's cherry red ceramic that's been through the fire.
We've been making ceramic jewelry for thousands of years.
Seriously?
Google it.
But this ceramic heart has things they didn't know about thousands of years ago.
Like what?
Diamonds. 18 of them.
These created diamonds were made for the one who sparkles like the sun.
I can see her in my mind right now.
It's the perfect Valentine's gift.
And it's only $128 at Kessler's.
Monica, what else do we have?
We have 4 different ways to say I love you.
Each pendant is a different shape covered in diamonds.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
An oval.
A square with rounded corners.
A teardrop.
And a heart.
Your choice, just $148 at Kessler's. For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Shop Steinhafels now through President's Day and take an extra $100 off every $1,799 you spend and get a $100 MasterCard for every $1,799. Or pay with Steinhafel's 36-month 0% financing. Only at Steinhafels. See store for details.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' around.
Two Joshes are better than one. I can turn the gray sky blue.
All right, we don't have enough time to get into deal breakers right now, so we're going to do that in the second hour, talking about conditions made and conditions a step too far. So we're going to do that in the second hour, but right now, instead, we're going to give away some tickets. Call right now, 855-616-1620, the Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, because you are going to see the Temptations and the Four Tops. Well, 40 years of the Temptations and the Four Tops. WTMJ and Pabst Theater Group are giving away 2 tickets right now to experience 40 years of the Temptations and Four Tops coming to the Miller High Life Theater October 18th. Tickets are on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. Come celebrate 60 years of the hit song My Girl and 40 years of the Temptation and the Four Tops. Win tickets right now, 855-616-1620. Be nice to Rhea. And when we come back, we will spin around the state on Spanning the State.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Bucks are in the Twin Cities for a showdown against the Timberwolves.
Drives inside, wide open lane, and he will stuff it down with a one-hand dunk. Damian Lillard.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around on your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 2 o'clock, it is currently 20 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Julia Fellow. A Fleet Farm storm team alert. A winter storm warning now in effect throughout southeast Wisconsin. The low tonight will be 14. Sunny after the snow tomorrow. The high will be just 19 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee police officer recovering at the hospital after being shot. TMJ4 News reporting that another person is dead. We have our WTMJ's Adam Roberts at the scene.
The heavy presence on the city's near west side includes officers from MPD as well as Marquette Police. Law enforcement sources telling WTMJ while 2 people, including an MPD officer, were involved, other officers fired shots in the incident near 27th and Wisconsin. Traffic currently being rerouted at 25th Street North and South. We're awaiting more information on scene from Milwaukee Police. Near 27th and Wisconsin, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
There's a media staging area that Adam's at right now. Milwaukee police say they're expecting to speak in about a half hour from now. As soon as they speak, we will bring it to you with more information. As the snow continues to fall, expect to see and hear plows working late into the night.
With southeast Wisconsin's first real snowfall of 2025 in full effect, several municipalities employing an all-hands-on-deck approach to snow removal, including in the city of Milwaukee. The Department of Public Works plans to repurpose some of its garbage trucks into snowplows this afternoon when the brunt of the heaviest snow is set to move through the city. DPW is imploring residents patience as they say it could take up to 24 hours to remove all of the snow from the streets in downtown Milwaukee. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It's a mixed bag. The Dow is currently down 202, down 0.5%. S&P 500 down 11. NASDAQ is up 30. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Limited News Time 2:03.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The next time they ask you what size tires you need, just go to richlawns.com.
That's Richlawn spelled with 2 N's.
No more trying to read that tiny writing on the side of your old tires or on the inside of your car door.
Just go to richlawns.com, click on the year button, then the make and model of your vehicle, and
the exact tire size you need.
In a multitude of brands and styles.
Yet all specific to your vehicle, because at Richlawns, there isn't a tire on the planet we can't get.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free flat tire repair, which means you're 100% covered, no questions asked.
The next time you're Due for tire service? Visit richlawns.com.
Because free flat tire repair automatically comes with every tire we install.
I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Rich Lawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Your Milwaukee Bucks wrap up the pre-All-Star break portion of the schedule tonight in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. Coverage begins following the 6 o'clock news right here on WTMJ. Giannis out with a calf strain. Brewers pitchers and catchers report to spring training today after missing the entire 2024 season. Starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff is a full participant as spring training gets underway. His next big milestone is Friday when he faces live hitters. Okay, we have a lot going on, more than a half a dozen accidents as we take a look at your roads, their WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. And I'm going to go through it with looking at what's going on live on the DOT cams. So 43 South at Locust Street, the left shoulder is blocked because there's a crash. Looks like there's 3 cars involved and a tow truck is there. One more accident downtown Milwaukee that just cleared up. 4394 South, about a half mile beyond the ramp from Howard Avenue. Right shoulder's blocked because there's a crash. Looks like there's some heavy snow happening in the Cudahy area. One more accident going on in Greenfield as well. Let's take a look at that. That just popped up. 41, 43, 894 West. About a quarter of a mile beyond the ramp from 84th Street. The right shoulder is blocked because there's a disabled vehicle. Heavy snow, can barely even see out of the DOT cams there. 41 US 45 North. The ramp from Blue Mound Road is blocked. There's a bad crash. I can't even see the incident. That means it's probably really serious and the DOT does not want us to see or air anything that they have. And then whiteout conditions, 4194 North at County K. The right shoulder is blocked because there's a bad crash. So bad, the snowfall right now, I can't even see very much. Looks like whiteout conditions. 4194 South, about a half mile beyond the ramp from County E. The left shoulder is blocked there because of another crash. And then just north of Pleasant Prairie, 4194 South, ramp from Highway 158. 3 right lanes are blocked because of a crash. They took down that stream, so that usually means it's a serious incident. Please be careful. More than a half dozen accidents. We don't want it to be you. Take it slow.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. You'll make real cash. Inquire today, start next week. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A Fleet Farm Storm Team alert. Winter storm warning now in effect, happening now throughout southeast Wisconsin. Be weather aware. Low tonight will be 14 degrees. Sunny after the snow tomorrow. The high will be just 19 degrees. Another round of snow likely Friday night. The high will be 27. Showers end early Saturday morning. The high will be 30 degrees. Then windy and cold Sunday. The high will be 17 degrees. In Madison, it's snowing at 16 degrees. Green Bay, snow showers at 14 degrees. And Waukesha, heavy snow, 23 degrees. Outdoor Living Limited News Time, 2:08.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Well, the snow may have shut down some roads, but it is not shutting down the wheel. If you miss any of the details on Spinning the State, you can always text SPIN to 855-616-1620. That's the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. All right, Kristin, give it a spin.
All right, here we go.
Sheboygan.
Oh, that's fun to say, Sheboygan. 3 programs at Lakeland University will benefit from a $365,000 grant from the Kohler Trust for the Arts and Education. The Sheboygan Press quoted a release from the college saying, quote, "The grant will support Lakeland's Kohler Teaching Scholars Program, the Lakeland Promise Program, and the Sheboygan County Scholars Program." In the release, Lakeland President Beth Borgen said, "Their investment in our students is helping us create the next generation of leaders and contributing citizens in our region." Now, the Kohler Teaching Scholars Program provides scholarship support that coupled with Lakeland's co-op program, creates a competitive pathway to home-grow more Black, Indigenous, and people of color teachers for the Sheboygan Area School District. The Sheboygan County Scholars Program was launched in 2014, and its aim is to retain the area's most promising young people and prepare them for leadership positions within the region. And finally, the Lakeland Promise Program provides qualified Wisconsin students a chance to attend Lakeland's residential program, tuition fees free through to graduation.
Wow.
So not bad. So congrats to them for getting that grant.
Sounds like Scott's Tots, except they actually followed through with it.
I hope so.
It's an Office reference for anyone who was like, what is she talking about? All right. Never mind.
I just let it go.
I'm
Sometimes I just nod and go, hey, yeah, that's good. Yeah, exactly.
Madison.
All right, Madison. We all know money plays a huge part in politics, and lobbyists come under fire for their sometimes overwhelming influence. The Badger Project report recently released a list of the heaviest spending lobbyers in Wisconsin. The list was a lineup of the usual suspects, as big trade groups representing construction, hospitals, manufacturers, realtors, and farms all spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, mostly paying their lobbyists to try and shape legislation and other government action to their liking. Wisconsin Infrastructure Investment Now Incorporated, an organization that represents the construction, utility, telecommunications, and mining industries, reported spending the most on lobbying of any organization in 2024 at about $900,000. Other top spending lobbying organizations in 2024 include the Wisconsin Hospital Association, Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation, and the Wisconsin Realtors Association. They all reported spending more than $700,000 on lobbying in 2024. The state of Wisconsin has very strict lobbying rules, perhaps the toughest in the country. All lobbyists must be registered with the state, and they cannot give state officials and political candidates anything of monetary value like meals, transportation, or lodging, unless that gift is also available to the public. Nope, not even a cup of coffee.
Wow.
Up and up, baby.
Right. If that's good, I got to keep that money out. All right, let's spin it one more time.
One more time.
Milwaukee.
I'm sure people missed this or just ignored it, but this is good news. After an executive order blocking funding for hospitals that provided gender-affirming care, Children's Wisconsin Hospital stopped treatments at their gender health clinic. That's not the good news. Wisconsin Watch now reports that after the initial stoppage, Children's has reinstated gender-affirming care. A group of families and doctors have sued the Trump administration in federal court over that order, and another saying they are discriminatory and the health care order unlawfully withholds funds. Clinics in several states across the country have reportedly suspended care for transgender youth in response to the order, which sought to end gender-affirming care for patients under 19 years old at any facility receiving federal funding. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul and 14 other attorneys general released a statement denouncing Trump's order as, quote, wrong on the science and the law, end quote. The statement then continued, this means that federal funding to institutions that provide gender-affirming care continues to be available irrespective of President Trump's recent executive order. We will challenge any unlawful effort by the Trump administration to restrict access to it, which is referring to gender-affirming care, in our jurisdictions. Wisconsin Watch had previously reported gender-affirming care, like the type provided at Children's, is considered the only evidence-based care for children and adults with gender dysphoria. It is endorsed by every major medical association in the country. Research has consistently shown that it improves mental health outcomes for trans youth. So kudos to Children's for turning that around and getting people the help they need.
Absolutely.
If you missed any of Spinning the State or you want any more details, then by all means, text SPIN to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. That's 855-616-1620. When we come back, I think we're going to check in with Debbie Lozga. Is that correct? No? Okay. Well, we're trying to get a hold of her. We'll have Derek Mosley's Black History fact that we are shamelessly stealing from Derek and giving him as much credit as we possibly can. We'll do that after this. It's Spanning the State.
While the T-Wolves are howling for success this season,
I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack.
It always ends the same.
There's no wolf pack.
Alan.
Sniffing each other's tails in the forest of mediocrity. The Bucks head to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. Our Bucks radio game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
See, who doesn't want to see this at Summerfest? I will for sure be there. All right, welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan. Are you more of a Bone Thugs or Harmony fan?
Harmony.
Who would you be going to see?
Harmony.
All right, good. Then it'll be a nice mix. You go for Harmony, I'll go for Bone Thugs, and we'll both enjoy the show immensely. And Rhea can just sit there and shake her head at both of us, going, what? Why are you guys
I have
here?
to do this quick aside. So one of the things that producer Rhea does, in addition to do a wonderful show producing the show, she's a dancer. And so she teaches dance classes. And so I saw something on Instagram recently of a woman who's trying to learn a dance, like a hip hop class, like dance. And I was like, this would be me trying to take one of your classes, and it would be fun, but wildly embarrassing.
Rhea, if we promise to go see Bone Thugs and Harmony, will you teach us a choreographed dance before the show so that in the middle, the three of us could just bust out a move?
Like a baby mosh dance?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I would love it.
What's it?
And the rest of the crowd will go, who are those people?
Flash mob. Dance mob. What did I?
Yeah, flash mob.
Flash mob. Yeah. All right.
I think that'd be fun. I'm in. Count me in.
What fact do we got today, Brian?
Well, listen, first of all, once again, shout outs to Judge Derek Mosley. He is every day on his social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram. He posts a new piece of Black history, a fact that you can take and make it your own. So here is today's, and thank you again to Derek Mosley. During the Revolutionary War, the British tried to bolster its troops and divide the colonists by offering freedom to any enslaved person who joined their ranks. Approximately 20,000 enslaved blacks fled plantations and chose to fight for the British Army. The most famous unit was Lord Dunmore's Ethiopian Regiment. Lord Dunmore had issued a proclamation promising freedom and £1 to enslaved people who joined his forces. In hopes of recruiting more enslaved fighters, Lord Dunmore issued his black soldiers white uniforms with the words "Liberty to Slaves" written on the front. This black brigade had a powerful reputation and was led by an escaped slave named Colonel, which was an honorary title, not official, Colonel Ty. Colonel Ty was feared in the colonies because he was once owned by American patriots and knew where many of them lived. After the Revolutionary War, most of these soldiers settled in Canada. Their stories are reminders that for some, the path to liberty meant fighting against American independence.
That's fascinating.
So there's your Black history fact.
Again, did not know that.
No, every day it's like, oh, I probably should have known this.
But. Also, this is a totally unserious note but sometimes I can't control what pops into my head. Lord Dunmore sounds like a Shrek character. Doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like a Shrek? Like what is the name of the Lord, the actual Lord?
Farquaad.
Farquaad. Yeah, see? Dunmore,
Lord
Farquaad. Farquaad's funnier.
Lord Dunmore sounds like the kiss up to the king because he tries to get so many things done to impress the king. Look, I'm Lord Dunmore. Oh, okay, good for you, Lord. All right, let's take a quick break and then, oh my goodness, Wisconsin is America's capital for a certain kind of food. This may surprise you. I know it surprised Kristin and myself. We'll tell you about it after this on Spanning the State.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profile the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. Olympic kite surfer Bruno Lobo.
I heard someone scream, and then I recognized that was someone drowning. I can use this sport to save a life, so yeah, this is my biggest trophy.
Everyday Hero, Thursdays at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Team up with the Brewers for an epic company event this season. Gather your crew of just 15 or more for a Brewers group outing and trade weekday meetings for a fun-filled day at American Family Field. Featuring options like tailgate spaces, all-inclusive areas, seating blocks, and more. Plus, Brewers ticket representatives will make planning your event easy, as they'll be your concierge while you book your event. Start planning your company outing today at brewers.com/groups.
Namaste.
Dan, what are you doing?
Shh, you're harshing my mellow. Join me in some breathing exercises to chase away the chaos.
Let's focus on our clients, since we offer an exceptional way to control the chaos.
Inspired Closets can more than double your closet storage space.
And we don't over-design projects, sending you 3 beautiful designs to fit your price point.
Plus, our true lifetime warranty makes it a no-brainer.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Oh, it is amore. Who doesn't love pizza? Everybody loves pizza.
Everybody loves pizza, right? No, well, I guess maybe not everybody. If you're lactose intolerant.
Well, if you don't, I question what's going on in your noggin.
Well, have you ever
Pizza's
seen?
Fantastic.
So I know you like Woodman's when you come to.
I do
Wisconsin.
like Woodman's.
Have you ever seen Woodman's frozen pizza aisle?
I have, and it's the first time I walked down it. It was overwhelming. It was one of those things like walking into a liquor store or a cigar store where there's just too many choices.
There's
I was
a
like,
lot.
where do I begin?
And I remember this was not Woodman's. This was pretty after my parents had moved back to Wisconsin Rapids, so circa 2008, 2009. And I remember going to the grocery store with my brother, and it was not as crazy as Woodman's, but it was still an entire aisle in the, I think at that point it was Copps, C-O-P-P-S, and it was an entire aisle of frozen pizza. And I remember he and I, because he was living in New York at the time and I was in California at the time, being like, this is insane. Like, this is This is a lot of frozen pizza,
Yeah.
but lo and behold, Wisconsinites consume more frozen pizza per capita than any other state.
Wow.
Yeah. So several.
That seems. It's a lot. No,
It's a
just
lot.
any other state. I wonder why. What is it about Wisconsin?
Well, there's several major frozen pizza brands that are headquartered here. There's DiGiorno, Tombstone, Jack's, and obviously Palermo's. It's more than just frozen pizza, but the Screamin' Sicilian we hear Greg Matzik always talking about. And but if you think about Woodman's, so this was. Oh, what year was this? So it was a guy that I follow on Twitter, and I remember when he posted this, but it was a video of him going to Woodman's and showing how many, like what it's like to actually walk through the frozen pizza aisle there, and it went viral. Like now you can see, like the Today Show featured the video of just like how crazy the frozen pizza aisle is there. But so according to Phil, owner of Woodman's, so the chain stocks 650 separate pizzas facings, which I guess is grocery store lingo for the rows or columns of items you have in an aisle, and 50 different brands for a total area of 600 square feet of frozen pizza in any given Woodman's.
That's amazing. And this is how old I am. I remember when there weren't all these brands of frozen pizza. There was like one brand. It was a local, just small, and they were horrible because nobody got frozen pizza. If you wanted pizza, you actually went out. But when I was a kid, you mentioned Tombstone, not when I was a kid. When I was working my first radio job and making no money as opposed to a little money, my big treat on Thursday night was after I did my laundry was to get a Tombstone pizza. That was like the height of pizza experience because that was before DiGiorno and Palermo's and all these other brands. Tombstone at that point was
the
like,
OG? Is OG
oh,
the
man,
original?
that was
Like,
the
we
one.
can freeze a pizza and sell it to you.
Yeah, and it was a decent one too. It wasn't the old cardboard ones where the pepperoni looked like it was just the little chiclets of red whatever. It didn't even look like meat. But then you got to Tombstone, and it was like, ooh, real toppings. This is fantastic.
That's hilarious. The key with if you have shredded cheese at home, to add more shredded cheese to your frozen pizza, because sometimes it's a little light on the cheese. But a huge thing to know is an entire frozen pizza is usually around the same caloric intake as like one slice of Pizza Hut. Of like freshly delivered pizza,
Correct.
of a slice that you get from your favorite pizza place, because there's so much more cheese on it. Because I said this, so Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday, it was also National Pizza Day, and one of the stats about it is 22% of Americans say they can finish an entire pie themselves. And the thing here is, are we talking about a frozen pizza pie or like a delivery pizza pie? Because those are two very different amounts of calories. Because I personally absolutely could finish a thin crust frozen pizza and call that dinner, but in reality it's only like 2,000 calories. It's not that much.
No, you're right. And if you go with a DiGiorno with the rising crust, that's a different thing. What size carryout pizza are you going to get? Because I used to be able to, when I would get home from my old overnight job, I would have these really cracker thin crust, a frozen pizza and like 3 beers at 6 a.m. And I could house that pizza in about 10 minutes. It was just like, whoop. But now, what's the point of that was eating for just caloric intake, not for pleasure. Now it depends. I don't know if I could eat a small pizza by myself, no problem. If I ordered a small from my local pizzeria.
You couldn't do a frozen pizza by yourself?
It depends on which one.
Okay.
Again, if it's like a real
Jack's
thin
pizza by yourself?
Yeah, that I could do.
Okay.
That I could do.
That's
by
what
myself.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about yeah.
A big DiGiorno,
can you do
though,
pizza
no.
on your new diet?
No.
No pizza.
No pizza. That is the one thing that I miss is pizza. But I'm going to look so pretty, it won't matter that I don't eat pizza.
It absolutely won't matter. All right. Well, coming up after the bottom of the hour news, we are going to talk about, we're going to bump the conversation about conditions on your dream job. right? Because I think there's certain things. Like if it's just a job as a job, you're like, oh, I want to be able to do these things. But I feel like there's something built into the fact of like when you get a job that you really love, the higher the stakes of like, what would I not be willing to part with? Right, Brian?
Sounds interesting. I wonder if anybody that we would have ever heard of was put in that position. We'll find out, I guess.
We will find out, but we're getting a couple of texts in on the Wisconsin being the capital of the frozen pizza market. It said, Kristin, you should read the history of Tombstone Pizza. It started where a family would bake it in their kitchen and take it around the trunk to different bars. That
perfect.
Sounds fascinating. And then the 262, not only does Woodman's have an unbelievable, unprecedented collection of frozen pizzas, but they have it at the best prices as well.
They have good prices. I actually went looking. You mentioned Greg doing his Screaming Cecilia commercials. You know how sometimes you're influenced by a commercial? And I would never tell Greg this to his face because I don't want him to get all swelled up that he has the power to influence me. But he was talking about a breakfast pizza that Palermo's makes that Woodman's has. And I went and I scoured the aisles and I could not find it. I was so upset. This was back in the old day. I was like, he made me go look. And now what happened?
All right, ABC
News, local headline.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. The U.S. and Russia agreed to a prisoner swap involving Mark Fogel, an American schoolteacher who the Biden administration had deemed wrongfully detained by Russia, and Alexander Vinnik, a convicted Russian criminal who was being held in the United States. 3 other prisoners are said to have been released by close Russian ally Belarus. This is White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said.
The president spoke to President Putin of Russia. They spoke at length, and the president released a statement following that conversation in great detail. I can also confirm that the president just recently got off the phone with President Zelensky.
Trump and Putin agreeing to begin working toward winding down the conflict in Ukraine. The Senate today confirmed Tulsi Gabbard to serve as Director of National Intelligence. The vote 52-48. Former Republican leader Mitch McConnell, the only Republican to vote against Gabbard's nomination. All other Republicans voted for Gabbard, all Democrats against her. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Limited News Time, 2:31. I'm Julia Fellow. We're staying on top of the scene at 27th Wisconsin, where a Milwaukee police officer has been shot, was rushed to the hospital. Sources tell us the officer was shot in the leg at about noon. Another individual was found on the ground unconscious, not breathing. We have the police chief approaching all of the cameras and our microphone where WTMJ Adam Roberts is at. Let's listen to him live.
Today, at approximately 11:50 a.m., Milwaukee Police Department officers were dispatched to 700 block of North 27th Street for a subject walking down the street and firing shots with a large gun. Upon arrival, the officers encountered the armed suspect and gave him orders to drop the gun. The suspect refused, fired shots at the officers. An officer returned gunfire, subsequently striking the suspect. A different officer was struck by the suspect's gunfire during the exchange. The suspect's semi-auto rifle was recovered on the scene. The suspect, an unidentified male, sustained fatal gunshots. Our officer is a 34-year-old male with over 8 years of service. And I meant to say our injured officer is a 34-year-old male with over 8 years of service. He was transported to the hospital for treatment for serious injuries. The officer that discharged his firearm at the suspect is a 37-year-old male with over 8 years of service. The officer will be placed on administrative duty as is routine in the officer-involved shootings. The Milwaukee Area Investigative Team will be investigating this incident. The Oak Creek Police Department is the lead agency. This is a fluid and ongoing investigation. Video release related to this incident will be released in accordance with Operating Procedure 575. As you can see, that this is a pretty challenging situation for us. The Milwaukee Police Department wishes our officer speedy recovery, but make this known. This is an individual during the day, which is never okay, using a firearm to bring violence into our community. I've always said this, absolutely unacceptable. And as we're seeing out here in this particular wintry snowstorm, I'm very proud of our officers in regards to responding, especially in light of the challenges of what this day gives us, and that there was multiple individuals out on the streets, cars in the streets, that could have been harmed by this particular individual. This is not acceptable. This type of actions, this type of behavior must stop. And I'd like to introduce now the Mayor of Milwaukee, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, to the mic.
Thank you very much, Chief. As the Chief just discussed, there's a Milwaukee police officer who has injuries after the altercation that happened here today. My thoughts are with that officer. My thoughts are with the officer's family. My thoughts are with the Milwaukee Police Department. I'm grateful, and I know that the people in Milwaukee are grateful as well, that there are so many brave men and women who are part of this force who put their own selves in the line of danger in order to make sure we have safety in this community. I'm not going to draw any conclusions yet. I know that the police department will continue to do an investigation on the incident that happened here, a full scale. I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing the results of further investigation there. But again, I think, as far as me, and I think that everyone who is here, owe a debt of gratitude to the Milwaukee Police Department and this officer who has suffered some injuries as a result of the actions here today. With that, I'm going to pass it over to District Attorney Kent Laverne.
Just want to echo our thoughts and concerns about the officer who's hospitalized right now. There's an investigation taking place in accordance with the protocol here in Milwaukee County. There'll be a thorough investigation conducted of this incident. And in the meantime, we're all appreciative of the many civilians who have offered information to assist with this investigation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. My name is Alexander Ayala, that's A-Y-A-L-A. Today, one of our officers was shot in the line of duty during a confrontation with an armed suspect wielding and shooting a rifle. While this is a stark reminder of the dangers our officers face daily, we are relieved to know that the officer was shot and is in surgery and receiving medical care. For what could have been serious life-threatening injuries, we wish him a speedy recovery. To the officers that stopped the suspect, we commend their bravery and professionalism. To all involved who acted swiftly to neutralize the threat and to protect our community. Our thoughts are with the injured officers and his family, and we stand united in our community, ensuring the safety of both our officers and the public. We ask for the community's support and prayers during this difficult time, and we will continue to provide updates and information as it becomes available. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ayala. Any questions at this time?
Can you tell us what the officer's injuries are, where he was shot?
Still dealing with the recovery.
That's Police Chief Jeffrey Norman speaking. We heard from him, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, then District Attorney Kent Laverne, Milwaukee Police Association President Alexander Ayala. We've learned a lot of new information. Apparently, just before noon, the suspect at the scene of 27th Wisconsin was carrying a large gun. Someone called the police, then the police arrived. The suspect refused to take the large gun down, and then there was a shootout that took place. An officer was shot in the leg. We've learned the officer is a 34-year-old from Milwaukee Police, 8 years experience. We're told the injuries are currently serious. And whenever there's an officer-involved shooting, there's an outside organization that investigates. Oak Creek Police are at the top of that scene at this time. So it's really coming down still. Investigators still at the scene. They're answering more questions. We'll have more for you at the top of the next hour. Let's take a look at roads to the WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving to time saver traffic. I'm going to start with 4194 South. We have more than a half dozen crashes. 4194 South at County E, left shoulder's blocked because of a crash, and it looks like there's several vehicles involved in that. Then 4194 South, about a half mile beyond the ramp from County E, right there, right next to the other one. The left shoulder's blocked because of another crash. 4194 South, the ramp from Highway 158. 3 right lanes are blocked because of a serious crash. And then 4194 South, about a half mile beyond from the ramp to Highway 50. The left shoulder's blocked because of another crash. Let's go to 4194 North. All the way to the farthest north at County K. The right shoulder's blocked because of a crash. And then there's a crash on the ramp from Highway 165 to I-4194 North. Please be aware. Please be safe. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, we have some snow showers. It'll come to an end. We have a Fleet Farm Storm Team Alert winter storm warning. It'll come to an end. It'll be cold, a low of 14. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 19. Friday, evening snow is likely, a high of 27. Saturday, the showers end in the morning, a high of 30. Sunday, mostly cloudy, windy, and cold, a high of 17 degrees. Outdoor Living Limited News Time, 2:39.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief, because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristin Brey.
And I'm Brian Noonan. You may have heard this week that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets have parted ways. The Jets called Aaron Rodgers into a meeting. He flew to New York, and they told him, we're parting ways with you. Now, that's the story everybody heard, but then some details came out about why there were two conditions that the Jets wanted Aaron Rodgers to adhere to if he was going to stay with the team. One, this sounds pretty simple. He was going to have to come to all mandatory practices. That sounds like part of your job. Now, last year, he went to Egypt during mini camp, and the last year's coach and team, they were fine with that. Well, this year they got a new coach, and the GM was like, all right, we're putting our foot down. You got to come to the thing. But the biggest one, I think, and they gave these equal weights in all the stories, but I think you can figure out which one meant more. He was told that he could not go on the Pat McAfee show during the season. Now, you know that's where Aaron Rodgers goes and talks a little football and then talks conspiracy theories and ayahuasca and vaccines and all sorts of things. And it has drawn a lot of criticism to not only Aaron Rodgers, but whatever team he is with, whether it was the Packers or the Jets. And that was it. Who knows what went on in that room, but those are the two reasons. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are done. And Kristin, you found this. I didn't see this part, that the NFL, in their collective bargaining agreement, teams cannot prohibit players off-field media endeavors. But I wonder, I'd have to read more about that to see if that's during the season or unless it becomes a distraction, because you got to figure the teams have some loophole in there.
Well, I feel like it's probably, and one of our ESPN teammates could probably tell us, expand on this. But if it's part of the condition that he can, they were like, this is part of the reason why we want to stay. But maybe they can't kick you off the team for doing it.
Right.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to learn more about what part of that collective bargaining agreement, as far as what NFLs can and cannot say, and how the Jets got away with using this as a condition. Maybe it's different whether you're a free agent or on contract or whatever. And so, I mean, this was all reporting by Diana Rossini from The Athletic, who first got the inside scoop on this. And it was interesting because I don't know which one was more pressing. I don't know if there was more things beyond this, as far as it just wasn't going to work anymore. But I thought of it as far as in the concept of, or in the conditions when you have a dream job, right? Like we've talked about it before, of getting to do a radio show being a great job that a lot of people move to South Dakota for, whereas they're coming through the ranks to be a anchor on the news, or people who go through a long time to get the job that they are really stretching and is the dream job. And so in those situations, when you've sacrificed so much to get those jobs, what becomes your deal breakers of, all right, that's a step too far, I'm going to walk away from it?
I think if it's anything outside the parameters of your job that has no bearing on your job, like I could see if I were doing another radio show on another station, that would have a bearing on this job. But I do a podcast, I do stand-up, I do all things that don't really affect my job here, don't shed a light on what I do here in a negative way. So if they were like, listen, you need to be exclusive, you can only be on the air here, and if you do anything else, you're fired, that would be like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to go.
Would that, so like, because we both got this job in the last year, and that was a conversation certainly for me as I was choosing to come here. I had a different show. Obviously, I wasn't going to keep that show, but one of the things was getting to keep my column and my videos at Journal Sentinel, and being able to continue to post whatever I wanted on my social media. And so that was certainly a conversation in our agreement as far as like, hey, am I going to be able to still do this? And they luckily said yes. But for you, if they would said no, would you have not taken the job?
I don't know, because I wasn't put in that position. So it's hard to, I don't want to hypothesize and give them any ideas to come down and have a talk with me after and go, hey, you know what, on second thought. So I don't know. It would have taken a lot of thought and a lot of debate within myself and conversations with my wife and stuff to go, listen, this other stuff is good. I don't want to give that up, and I shouldn't have to give it up.
All right. Good to know. All right. When we come back, we'll come back and say goodbye. There's so much stuff that we had to cover today as far as keeping you up to date and news breaks and weather. And all right. So when we come back, we will wrap things up on Spanning the State.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important, because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
On 894 North, just before the National Avenue exit, the right lane is closed. There's a medical emergency, it looks like.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hello, Debbie. 41 South, just before Capitol Drive. There are 2 cars involved in an accident.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
All right.
Already?
We have a couple more minutes before we got to get out of here. But, Brian, you're staying warm. You don't have to leave your house at all. Must be nice.
No, it's about time for the first round of shoveling. I have to have everything shoveled so my wife can get back in the house. And then I'm trying to gauge I think a lot of people, some people wait till it's all done. Some people try to do it in shifts. I'm trying to time out what my last shovel will be before bed tonight so that when I get up in the morning, I can get the car out of the garage. So I'm doing a lot of...
The smartest hack I've seen recently, and you really have to be thinking ahead to do this, but the smartest snow hack I've seen on social media is putting a tarp on your steps before the snow starts. So then when it's done, you just take this, like it's like the blanket or the tablecloth with the with the glassware. You just take it and your stairs are totally clean and you just dump the snow in your front yard. I was like, but you have to be in front of it. You can't have any surprise snow where you're like, you woke up, you're like, it's snowing. Couldn't do the trick.
I saw that video and I was impressed by it, and then I wondered if IRL it would work, because I don't know. It definitely caught my attention, and I've watched it a number of times trying to figure it out.
As long as you get the tarp down.
If you get the tarp down, I'm very anal when it comes to my shoveling, so there would still be, depending on how much snow is on the tarp, some snow that fell on the stairs, but that's fine, just a little dusted off. I don't know.
You don't trust it.
I'll just dust it off, I guess.
But
you got to have snow that's heavy enough to hold that tarp down, because if it's snowy and windy, then the wind is going to blow the tarp, unless you got a lot of rocks. Bungee cord. What kind of steps are you bungee cording it to?
Wood steps?
But how are you going to get underneath?
I mean, when I think of ours, like I don't know.
Oh, see, mine on my deck they're like going stairs in your house where they have a back on them too. So I can't get around them. I got to go.
All right, so maybe it won't work for you.
Listen, if somebody tries it, let us know if it really works. Send us a video or send us a picture on the Exciting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, which is 855-616-1620. If you thought ahead and you did one of these tarp hacks.
Snow hacks.
Snow hacks.
Well, that does it for us today. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is next, and we'll be back tomorrow.
See ya.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active